welcome back. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be doing the makeup look from my Priyanka Chopra Emmy's hair tutorial. You guys went crazy over it in the comment section, and I don't blame you because I fell in love with this look too, so of course I had to do a tutorial for it. And originally I was planning on making this video a get ready with me type of video, but let me just tell you, I don't know how many of you guys out there live in LA, but the past 3 days it's been 100 degrees. So to film a lengthy get ready with me in this weather sounded miserable, especially under these studio lights, which get incredibly hot. Like, I can't explain how hot it gets sitting here. I'm currently sweating under this. I'm not even wearing pants. I'm filming in my underwear. Maybe I should keep that secret, TMI. So I decided to just do the makeup for now, and plus the romper that I was gonna wear for the get ready with me is sold out, and all the other options were super expensive. So basically the idea of a get ready with me just went down the drain. But I still had to do this look for you guys, so if you're interested and wanna see how I got it, keep on watching. I'm gonna start off by priming my skin with the Tarte Clean Slate Flawless 12-hour brightening primer. I'm going to be patting it in with my beauty blender to really get it in there. And then for a foundation today, I decided to go with the Laura Mercier CANDLEGLOW Soft Luminous Foundation. Just an FYI, you guys, I've been working on a shoot with them all week, and I actually had just gotten back from filming when I filmed this tutorial, so I was on a Laura Mercier kick, fell in love with a lot of their products, and decided to use them in this video, but this is in no way sponsored, just wanted to let you guys know that. So now I'm going to go ahead and really brighten up that inner corner of my eye with the Bobbi Brown Intensive Serum Skin Corrector in the shade Peach Bisque. And then I'm going to highlight and conceal using the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer in the shade Light. To further cover up any blemishes and imperfections that managed to survive that foundation and concealer application, I'm going to be using my Secret Camouflage Concealer by Laura Mercier. This product was so cool to me because I originally thought it was meant to highlight and contour, which is why one shade is really dark and one is really light. But it was actually designed that way so that you can custom make your perfect shade of concealer for whatever area you're trying to cover up on your face. So I thought that was pretty cool, so I just mixed the two together with a brush, applied it to my skin, and now I'm just blending it out with a beauty blender. I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder to set the center of the face, so any area that I have highlighted, this is going to ensure that I don't accidentally darken up that area because you do want to maintain that really nice pretty highlight down the center of the face. And then on the rest of the skin, I'm going to be using an old favorite. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in the shade Medium. I love that this powder sets but still keeps a really nice healthy glow to the skin, so I'm just patting that on with this Hourglass foundation brush to really make sure I set everything well. I always look pretty pale after highlighting, so it's really important that I warm up my skin, so I'm using the matte Radiance Baked Bronzer by Laura Mercier in the shade 02. This bronzer has a nice satin finish. It doesn't have any shimmer or glitter, so it looks really natural but still a tad bit illuminating. So I'm just applying that to the general areas. However, I do want to add a little bit of a contour to my skin, so I'm using the KEVYN Sculpting Powder in the shade Light to further chisel and define my cheekbones with a large fluffy blending brush. I'm also going to apply a little bit of that contouring powder to the sides of the nose. And then I'm just taking that same brush that I used to apply the bronzer to blend out the contour. I'm sure you guys have noticed whenever you see celebrities on the red carpet, they always have a really glowy complexion, which is pretty much the theme of this entire look and tutorial. So I'm just taking the Candlelight Mineral Powder, again from Laura Mercier, and I'm just sweeping it across the entire face. I am, however, going to come back later and add a little more glow to the high points of the face. Before starting on the eyes, I'm going to fill in my brows, starting off with Gimme Brow by Benefit. I like this brow gel because it gives me a fuller looking brow, so I end up using a lot less product afterwards. So after I've applied the gel, I just go in with my Anastasia Brow Wiz and further define and fill in any gaps. For the eyes, I'm going to start by priming them using Shadow Insurance Primer by Too Faced. I'm going to use a Morphe E8 brush to evenly apply it across the entire eye. And for a shadow palette, I decided to use Nude by The Balm, all because of this one eyeshadow. It's called Seductive, and to me, this is the perfect shade of bronze. It's really hard for me to find like a great cool toned bronzy eyeshadow. A lot of them tend to transfer really orange. And I'm just sweeping that across the entire lid using an IT Cosmetics No. 4 brush. Then I'm grabbing Sultry, which is a mid-toned matte brown, also fairly cool toned. I'm applying it to the crease and also using that to blend out the bronzy shadow, and I'm also applying it to the lower lash line. As you guys saw, I was sweeping the outer V of the eyeshadow towards the hairline. So to further diffuse it and really give it that soft smoky effect, I'm using a Luxie 233 large fluff brush and translucent powder to further blend it out. The last shadow I'm going to be using from the palette is called Sleek, and this is a dark matte brown. I'm using the other side of that IT Cosmetics No. 4 brush with the smudger to apply it to the outer V portion of the lash line, upper and lower, and then I'm using that same brush on the other side to blend it out. I decided to do a combination of medium and long individual lashes because they are my absolute fave, and I do have a full-length tutorial on how to apply individual lashes on my channel. However, I do think it's pretty old and I'm sort of embarrassed to watch it, so let me know if you guys want an updated video on how to apply individual lashes. To complete the eye look, I'm adding a black eyeliner to the waterline, upper and lower. Previously, the last time I did the look, I didn't have it on the lower lash line, but I felt like it needed a little something more to amp up the look. So feel free to skip applying a black liner to the lower lash line, but definitely always tightline, especially if you're wearing false lashes. And then I'm just taking that same IT Cosmetics No. 4 brush, and I'm using the smudger side to blend out any eyeliner that trickled over the waterline. To complete the eyes, I'm going to add a nice coat of Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. Whenever I have individual lashes, I focus most of the mascara at the base of the lashes, not so much on the ends, for a really bold yet natural effect. And then I'm using the IT Cosmetics Tightline mascara on the lower lashes because Better Than Sex is a little too intense for my lower lashes. I'm going to complete the look by adding some blush. I'm using the Air Blush by Marc Jacobs in the shade Night Fever and Hot Stuff. I've been loving these blushes. They just look absolutely beautiful on the cheeks. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to further intensify my glow by adding a tad more highlight to the high points of the face. I'm going to be using the Dior Illuminating Powder in the shade Glowing Nude. Oh, and I almost forgot, don't forget to add that highlight to the inner corner of the eyes for an added brightening effect as well. And then finally, to complete the look, I'm going to add the lip. This is the one that you guys were all asking me what the color was. It is Seraphine or Seraphine by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It is still to this day my favorite shade of red. I don't know what it is. It's just so perfect. I think it will match a wide variety of skin tones. And with the lip done, that completes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I forgot to record an outro, so enjoy some slayage of me just, you know, working the camera. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so I see you in the next one. Bye, guys.